In this episode, I'm going to discuss how much money that people can possibly make from penny stocks. I get this question all the time, and a lot of my viewers and listeners always want to know exactly how much money they can make, how much they can expect to make after they put in this amount of time, or after they've been trading for 3 months or 6 months, and just in general, what's the minimum they can make, what's the maximum they can make. So in this video I'm going to clarify it for you guys, and I'm going to let you know exactly how being a day trader works and how the profiting works, and just in general the amount of money that can be made in penny stock trading. So the main thing that you guys need to understand is that every day is not the same. Okay, so your consistency, there's really no such thing. It's not something that's necessarily 100% stable, but it is possible to make good money if you know how to trade and if you trade in the right manner. So what I mean by that is that you have to almost, Tim Sykes says this a lot, you have to almost think of yourself as a sniper. Okay, you set up a shot and you wait for it, and you don't chase things, you don't try to run after stocks, you wait for your target and you get your perfect shots. Okay, that's how trading is. All right, you'll notice if you've been trading for any amount of time that the only times you lose money is when you trade because you're bored, or you trade because you think that this might be a good setup, or the only time traders end up losing money, and of course I'm talking about traders who understand the rules, who perhaps have went through all my videos or have followed other prominent traders and just in general educated themselves with the stock market. Once you first have to develop a basic strategy and a basic education of the penny stock market. So that usually takes about a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, about 50 plus to 100 hours of hard effort, where you're studying, you're watching my videos, you're listening to other people, you're watching the stock market, and then it also takes a decent amount of trading, because there's a difference between theory, which is, I guess it's not really theory because I teach you the real applications of it, but there's a difference between me teaching you and you actually implementing it. So not only do you have to spend time learning and educating yourself about the stock market, but then later you also have to spend time, hopefully virtual trading, which I discuss a lot. You want to virtual trade, okay? You don't want to just go all in with your money, unless you have money to throw away, and that's up to you. But I would recommend, going to SureTrader or Trade Monster, or TD Ameritrade has a software called Paper Money, and that allows you to virtual trade. And basically what it allows you to do is get used to executing orders and get used to knowing how to buy or sell or watch the stock market in general. It's a little intimidating at first, and when you start trading, you'll start to realize how fast paced it is, or how many different things you need to keep an eye on. When people think of traders, or sometimes when you see images or videos of traders, you see them looking at a whole bunch of different displays and monitors, and that's because they have to keep their eye on many different things. Alright, there's the news, and then there's the current stock price, and then there's chat rooms, and there's statistics, and there's a lot of different things and variables that go into stock trading. Okay, but in general, over time, okay, if you follow the rules, if you stick to your disciplined strategy, alright, you don't chase gains, so if you're doing everything right, pretty much, well, you can expect on average, again, this is on average, maybe monthly average, maybe a yearly average, but on average you can expect about a 5 to 8% gain per day, I would say. And again, per day meaning taking into account only business days, only trading days, so not weekends. But if you take it over the course of about 6 months to a year, you can see about profiting 5 to 8%. Now let me qualify that by talking about how you can reach that 5 to 8%. Okay, first of all, that involves being very disciplined in terms of knowing when to cut your losses. Okay, you need to be able to Never get into the mindset where you rationalize your trades. Okay? This assumes that you have an account balance of over 5K. Because if you have an account balance of lower than 5K, the issue is that while you're trying to build your account up, you end up losing a decent amount of money in commissions. Now, that's not to say that you won't make money, but the 5 to 8% on a daily basis over time doesn't apply to you until you at least get 5 to 10K and you at least solidify your trading strategy. Okay? The other thing that you have to know is that you need to be able to sell your trade and your position the second you see that you're in a losing position. Okay, if I see that I'm down a cent or two on the trade, I sell, because the reason, that has to do with my trading strategy. Some people almost call me a scalper. I definitely don't agree that I'm a scalper, but I follow the price action and I follow the volume. Right? I use the double catalyst rule. I use various rules and various strategies that allow me to, I wait for opportunities. Basically, I'm an opportunity seeker in the stock market. All right, I know what catalysts and what factors cause the stock to jump in price and to shoot up. All right, and I discussed that in my VIP service. And in general, there's several different catalysts, and all I do is I wait for a few catalysts to stack up for a certain stock. I wait for the price action so that the market knows that this happened, and then I just get into the trades, right? So I don't stick with positions that are losing because there's no need for me to. All I do is I sell and I get out and I lose just $10 on the commission of the trade, or less. So if I'm using Speed Trader, it's like $7 or $6. So you need to be able to discipline yourself in that manner. And don't worry, it takes some time, because sometimes you think, oh man, I just got into the position, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up, but here's my helpful little tip about that. Okay, think about you're working a job, okay, or you're in class, all right? If there's ever a second where you can't explain why you're in the position and why the price is the way it is, then you have to get out. So in terms of, say, you think everything was right about the stock, and your news catalysts were all good, and the usual trends that you follow that make the price jump are there in the stock, and yet the stock price is going down. Don't rationalize to yourself, or try to find out what happened. Just get out of the trade. Okay, there's you don't want to. The problem with people is that as they lose money, they think about, oh, they come up with some BS reason, or they rationalize a reason for themselves that the stock price is going to go up. All right, even though you think you might have more knowledge, it doesn't matter what you think. The market is going to do what the market wants to do. All right, now in a future episode I'm actually going to talk about control of the stock market, because some people, another question that I get is, do you think it's worth trading in the stock market when I don't have any control? And the funny thing is that you do have control. You do have actually a lot of control over trading. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you a better understanding of how much money you can make. And the last thing that I'm going to say is one of the reasons why I love it is because that 5 to 8%, right? The reason that that's so amazing is because every day that you're playing the stock market, you have a chance to get into the high runner. All right, almost every day in the stock market, there's at least one stock that during the day shot up like 70% or 100%. Okay, so the best thing about stock trading is you're getting your basic income, okay, 5 to 8%, which is amazing. Okay, that's amazing to get in a single day over time, on average. But you also every now and then have the chance to be able to almost hit the lottery, almost double your money, or get 75% or 175% of your money. So that's the whole rush of the stock market. That's what makes it enjoyable. And being able to have the opportunity, because if you're not in the game, you can't win. What's that lotto saying? You have to play to win. So you have to be in the stock market game to have the potential to catch one of those trades that shoot up. And it happens all the time. Okay, it happens all the time where these stocks shoot up. Right, this is probably the most conservative day, where the top stock only moved 40% about. But even that was probably pretty simple to get into. And then when I do my how to research a penny stock in 5 minutes or less, I go over the indicators that you have to look out for to know when a stock is about to shoot up. But that's all I want to cover in this video. Um, I hope it helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions, or leave any comments if you have anything that you want me to clarify, or just let me know what you think. As always, if you have any video suggestions or any questions you want cleared up in a video format, just send me the question through email or through my contact form to admin@inpennystock.com, and I'll come up with a video answer, especially for my VIP members, as soon as possible. Almost for my VIP members, I do it that night. I'll give it to them that night. But in general, I try to provide as much material and content as possible. So I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.